What's up YouTube? It's WaveManMike. Today I'm going to show you guys how to get 360 waves for beginners. Let me take a minute to show you guys what my waves look like.
Fresh boy on the beat.
Alright, your first question is, what do you need to get waves? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's really not that hard. All you need is a brush. It could be any brush. This is the brush I used when I first started. So I would recommend this for like when you're just getting started. But it really doesn't matter. There's other brushes you could use. This is a hard brush. You're gonna need this when your hair gets longer. But okay. So what are waves? Well, waves are just your curls in your hair laid down. So they're kind of like a spiral to begin with, but when you lay down a spiral, it like coils. I don't know how to explain it the right way, like scientifically, but that's the best you can get. Okay, so exactly what do you need? Like all the materials. What do you need? The main material you're gonna need is obviously the brush. This is like your best hope, your best friend. If you're trying to get waves, always have good grease. I use Blue Magic. A lot of people use different things sometimes. 360 style waving or something like that. And of course you're gonna need a do rag. Why do you need a do rag? Well, it locks in the progress you did throughout the day while you were brushing. If you're going to go ahead and brush, put the grease in, everything like that, and you sleep without your do-rag, you just did everything for no reason. You're going to need the do-rag. Wait, let's go deeper with this. The do-rag, if you're going to get one like, it's like silk, something like that. Why? Your hair basically mimics everything it touches. So if you're sleeping for hours and hours and hours with something silky smooth on your hair, when you wake up, your hair is going to be silky smooth. If you're sleeping on a rough, dirty, nasty pillow, when you wake up, your hair is going to be rough, dirty, and nasty. So, alright. So a lot of you may have the question, how long should I brush my hair for? Well, it actually can depend. I would say an hour a day. You can break it up to intervals, like 2 times a day with 30 minutes each, or you could do like 15 minutes 4 times a day. It really doesn't matter. The more you brush, the faster your waves will come and the better they'll look. So keep that in mind. Only if you're brushing your hair like correctly. You don't want to be brushing your hair backwards and then the next day brushing it to the side, and then no. You're gonna need to go on the top, brush it straight from your crown area, which is this area right here, to the front. On the side, you're gonna always start from the crown, no matter where you start, whatever side you're doing. So I'm gonna take off my glasses. You're gonna brush it straight down to where like that arch is, or you can use your eye as a reference point. So just like that. On the back side, just like this. On the back, straight down. On the back left. On this diagonal, right here, to this arch right here again. And then you just do that the whole time. You're just following those patterns around and around and around and around and around. And eventually, they'll show up. Me, I got one on the first day. Why? Because I was dedicated and I did it like 2 hours. Not everybody needs to though. Some people can use little tricks like put water in your hair, put grease in your hair, start brushing your hair, and it's there like 5 minutes. It doesn't work that way for everybody, but okay guys, so the next topic is kind of big. Not the biggest thing, not as big as like brushing your hair obviously, but it's wolfing. What is wolfing? It's when you grow your hair as much as possible before you get your next haircut. Why would you want to do this? Well, if you're getting your hair cut, like, let's say once a week, and then you're getting like 2s with green or something like that, you're never letting your hair train and get used to what you just brushed down, you know what I'm saying? So what you're gonna wanna do is maybe cut your hair maybe once a month or maybe once every 3 months. Some people, not all people, depending on your hair texture, you can wolf long. So if you got something like extremely coarse hair, maybe once every 2 weeks. If you got extremely straight hair, maybe once every 5 months. It depends. It really depends on your hair texture. For me, I do it whenever I feel like it, actually. Just whenever my hair starts looking really crazy, I just go ahead and cut it, since I cut my hair myself. Hair is a really big question. A lot of people ask about this one all over the web, not only like on YouTube, but YouTube, Google, anything like that. They say, how often should I wash my hair? Really, it should depend on you and your hair. Me, I wash my hair every time I take a shower. So basically every day. Some people wash their hair like once every 2 weeks, once every month. It all depends on you and your hair. My hair, I don't know, something's wrong with my mind, so it starts itching when I don't wash my hair. I don't know, it just happens. But yeah, it's I think maybe once a week for most of you. Some of you, if you got like itchy hair, maybe once a day, twice a day. Except for when you first cut your hair, I wouldn't recommend it, because you want your hair to look as nice as possible when you first cut your hair, because that's why you cut your hair. And washing your hair really takes away from the good effect of the haircut. So I usually will wait like a week after that to wash my hair. And it should be clean anyway, because now some of you may be asking, what kind of brush do you need? What kind of do-rag do you need? What kind of grease do you need? For me, I say to get waves, it really doesn't matter. The type of brush you use, well, it does matter. You need a medium brush for sure. So like the brand, it really doesn't matter to get waves. To perfect your waves, that's where it starts mattering. You're gonna need something with nice spacing. You see that? You're not gonna want anything that's like all cluttered up. You see how the bottom of this is completely cluttered? Look at the difference. See that? See how this one's more spaced out? This one's more cluttered? You're gonna need something like this if you're gonna perfect your waves. But that's for another video. For me, I use this brush when I like want to get the waves in. So like, for example, my waves on my sides aren't really that good, so I'll go ahead, brush with this. Once I get the waves, I'll use this to get them a little bit straighter for like 2 weeks, and then I'll start using this. Why do I switch from this to this? That's because that's what I did when I first got these, and I know that works, so why not just use that method every single time? This, a hard brush, very hard brush, Diane 8159, extremely hard. Do not use this unless your hair is very long. You will hurt yourself. You will hurt yourself. Yeah, basically I just said it. Use this when your hair is really long. So those extreme wolves, you're gonna want to put this on your head, brush. But you can make it softer. Soak it in some water for like 30 minutes and it'll get a lot softer. Just drop the brush. Wow. What else do I need to say? Oh, disclaimer. Remember what I said about your hair being curly? Yeah, you're gonna need curly hair in order to get waves. Sorry, I need to pick this up. You're gonna need curly hair to get waves, because if you don't have curly hair, then there's no curls to lay down. Like, waves are laid down curls. So if you don't have curls, there are no curls to lay down. You get that? And then, which means there's no waves gonna come. Okay, so that's gonna be it for this video. I do. If you did enjoy it, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. My name is WaveManMike. Enjoy your day. Oh guys, before I go, just to let you guys know what brushes I'm using. This is a new school Diane 8119. This is the brush I use to perfect my waves. It's a Diane DBB 107. It's the new school. That's probably upside down, isn't it? It's the new school. My Wolfen brush, Diane 8159. Oh yeah, you're gonna need a comb, but you don't really need that to get your waves. That's to perfect your waves. That's a later video for another time. I use a normal waving. I use a normal wave enforcer to get my waves. And the grease I use is Blue Magic. So I also use a wave enforcer do-rag just because it was the first thing I found. So yeah, that's it for this video. That's it.